Welcome to the SPOR learning module, RMS01, Overview of RMS. RMS is the referentials management service from the EMA. It provides a common reference data platform. The same data is reused in different systems and procedures, for example, electronic application forms. Guest access to publicly available RMS data is available to everyone. Registered access is available for NCAs and industry stakeholders only. This training course will be of interest to anyone who is involved with reference data maintenance or regulatory submissions within the EU Medicines regulatory network. Upon completing this course, you will understand the purpose of RMS and its place in the context of the SPOR platform. You will understand how RMS supports compliance with ISO IDMP data standards. You will know how to request access to RMS, and you will understand the RMS Operating Model. RMS manages referential data. This includes lists of terms, controlled vocabularies, that describe the attributes of medicinal products, such as lists of dosage forms, units of measurement, and routes of administration. RMS replaces the EU Telematics Controlled Term System, known as EU-TCT, for providing control terms in multiple languages for the exchange of master data between information systems in the European Medicines regulatory network. This training module explains the scope of the referentials management services. It provides an overview of the benefits offered by RMS and shows how RMS supports compliance with the ISO IDMP group of standards. Once you have completed this course, you may want to explore further training modules, including RMS02, Viewing RMS Data. The EMA is delivering a set of data management services, known as SPOR, for the centralised management of master data. It will be compliant with the ISO IDMP standards. The 4 SPOR data management services cover the 4 domains of SPOR master data. Substance Management Services, known as SMS, provides harmonised data and definitions to identify uniquely the ingredients and materials that constitute a medicinal product. Product Management Services, known as PMS, harmonised data and definitions to identify uniquely a medicinal product based on regulated information, for example marketing authorisation, packaging, and medicinal information. Organisations Management Service, known as OMS. Data comprising organisation name and location address for organisations such as marketing authorisation holders, sponsors, regulatory authorities, and manufacturers. Referentials Management Services, known as RMS. Lists of terms and controlled vocabularies to describe attributes of products, for example, lists of dosage forms, units of measurement, and routes of administration. SPOR applies to both human and veterinary domains. Human and veterinary medicines will use the same PMS, SMS, OMS, and RMS services. Implementation of RMS offers a number of benefits for the regulation of medicines. It will provide increased data quality and simplification of data management processes. It improves data integrity and reliability, allowing for more efficient regulatory action and decision making. It will reduce data silos and improve interoperability across EU systems, meaning regulatory requirements can be met more effectively. Operational savings and efficiencies can be achieved through the reuse of common data across different procedures and regulators. There are opportunities for RMS data services to support regulatory submissions using systems such as EAF and CESP. Compliance with the international standards that define identification of medicinal products, known as IDMP, is covered by legislation. This includes the Pharmacovigilance Implementing Regulation of 2012 and the Clinical Trials Regulation of 2014. RMS is compliant with the IDMP standards ISO 11239 and ISO 11240. Its scope includes lists and terms that are required for the exchange of regulated information on pharmaceutical dose forms, units of presentation, routes of administration, packaging, and units of measurement. In the context of IDMP, RMS supports ISO 11239 and ISO 11240. Access to the RMS data service is available for registered users that have been authenticated in advance via the EMA registration portal. A number of different SPOR user roles are available. Guest users. No login is required for guest users. They are free to browse publicly available data via RMS. However, they cannot download data or raise change requests or submit translations. Super users. This is a role available to both NCAs and to industry. A special type of authenticated user who can approve or revoke access to SPOR on behalf of other registered users from their own organisation. Documentary evidence is required to validate authorization for super users to represent their specific organisations. They also have the same access to RMS functionality as standard users. Users in RMS are authenticated users from a specific industry or NCA organisation. Their access and affiliation is approved by super users of that organisation. Users are able to search, view and download data from RMS and OMS. They can also submit data change requests on behalf of their organisation and subscribe to notifications of changes. Translators. Only NCAs may have users registered as translators. This allows additional control over access to translations-related functionality. Users need to request this specific role and also declare the language for which they will be providing translations. The guest user role is available to any member of the public. Industry may be represented by industry super users and by industry user roles. NCAs are able to apply for NCA super user, NCA translator, or NCA user roles. The way in which referential data management services are provided by the EMA to stakeholders in the EU Medicines Regulatory Network is defined in an operating model. The operating model identifies roles and activities involved with the referential data management services. The scope of operational activities includes providing access to RMS, requesting changes to existing RMS data, and the requesting of addition of new data. Access for users of the RMS system is through the SPOR web portal. Data exchange between computer systems can be integrated via the SPOR Application Programming Interface, or API. Stakeholders that consume and use reference data from RMS are expected to come from NCAs, industry, vendors, and the EMA. EMA data stewards maintain the RMS data on behalf of the EMRN. RMS also hosts reference lists from different maintenance organisations, such as WHO, EDQM, MSSO, and BFARM. Translations of terms will be undertaken by NCAs only. A common process is defined that requires pre-registration of new terms or updates to existing terms prior to submission of regulatory applications to NCAs. All organisations need to register in RMS any legacy and national specific terms that are within scope of post-authorisation procedures. Please note that registration of legacy terms cannot be undertaken in bulk. They will need to be registered one by one. The RMS Operating Model makes distinction between the roles available to regulators and industry parties, to the EMA acting as a broker, to maintenance organisations, and to the data owners. In recap, in this course you have covered the purpose of RMS. We have talked about RMS and ISO IDMP compliance. We have explained how you can gain access to RMS and the different user roles. And we have covered the RMS operating model. Additional information about working with RMS is available from the RMS web portal. Select Documents from the menu bar and choose the View option to see a selection of general and technical documents that will help you understand more detail about RMS itself. Congratulations on completing this course.